Welcome everybody, my name is Mr. Llama. Today I'm bringing you Winning with Ease, and this is going to be going Nexus First and defending against the Terran 2 rax scv all in. So this is where a Protoss or where a Terran player will react to you going Nexus First. I'm doing this on Shakir's Plateau, so it's a map that you can kind of go Nexus First with, but it can be a difficult hold. And so I was going 15 Nex. He says go for 16 Nexus. So I'll be going for 16 Nexus in this game. And I actually kind of want to leave it on the all vision here, simply because I want to show how the Terran will react to this. So really quickly, my new subscriber shout out: Jonathan Chu, Slow Cactus, Yusuf Rahuani, Matt Overminder, Surly Led 1, Orthan, Lord Delius, I don't know Andrew, I don't know, Bones 139, A Shaman, Drisk SC2, Ross 39, 12, Metal Superfy, Renato Fonseca, Ihi JRIUN, I say Roar, Yum Yum 77. So thank you guys for subscribing. I do appreciate it, and hopefully you guys are learning stuff from these videos, or you just like my casting, either one. So getting back into the game, like I said, this is going to simply be opening up with a 16 Nexus. I will be sending out the Scout Probe on 13 regardless, just as if I am going up or going out with a gateway. So in the event, you drop your gateway and then go for a gateway scout, well, I'm just still going to send the probe out here to scout around, simply because I want to check, is he going to be getting gas? Is he going to be throwing down this extra supply depot? What exactly is going to be going on? So here, this means he's not getting that second gas, because he did get the supply depot right there at that supply. I won't get there in time to really scout that, so I won't know too much, but I'm kind of going to know or assume that that's kind of what's going on. So in the meantime, I'm still, like, when I get there, I'll be like, okay, he's trying to hide something crazy, or maybe he's just going for one rax expand, trying to make me, trying to fool me here. So I do go for a 16, 16, 16. That is 16 Nexus, 16 Gate, 16 Assimilator, and here he scouts the Nexus, comes down, and is immediately going to throw down a second rax, right? So this is kind of the thing that you have to worry about when you do go Nexus First, is, okay, hey, maybe he's going to be doing something. So I will get to escape with my probe right here, and I'm going to run it away, and then go and hide the probe over here so that I can then use it to check in later, right? Because I want to see, is he going for a 1x expand? Is there going to be an expansion at all? What exactly is going on? Do I need to be worried? In the meantime, I'm getting down a second pylon, of course, so after you get that, you'll get your second pylon, and so this will finish up around the same time as the gateway. I can get a Cybernetics Core, I can get a Zealot, and then I can Chrono Boost that Zealot out, because I want to have at least a little bit of defense, right? So here, it's now starting to push against that 4-minute mark, so it's probably a good time to start thinking about checking in. I'm actually going to wait a tiny bit, though, with this probe to check up, simply because if he's going to be going for that Marine SCV all in, as you can see right here, he will be going for, then I can check in just a tiny bit after to get an idea that he doesn't have an expansion going down from what looked like a 1x expand. So here I will start a second gateway, or a second Zealot as well, and get that bad boy out, simply because I am ahead economically and I need the defense, and I see that he has an SCV coming in, and here as well I see that there is no expansion, so immediately I can start getting a Stalker behind this, and I can continue to Chrono Boost this out, and then when this gateway finishes, I will get a Stalker as well. So here he's going to push in, I'm going to pull my probes, grab my Zealots, and I am going to run over towards his Marines, right? This is what I want to focus on. I'm pulling all my probes, going over to these Marines, and trying to just kill off as many of these Marines and deal as much damage as I can with these guys. So I'm able to kill a decent amount with my Zealots and probes right there. 3 kills on that Zealot. So it really was able to do a decent amount, and so now I have this Stalker out, and now he doesn't really have too much of an army where I can continue to micro back and forth with the Stalker. Need to be careful there not to lose it, and then of course make an additional Stalker and Chrono Boost these out. So now with these 2 Stalkers, I can just micro back and back and back, and just continue to micro around the base, and this is very, very tough, I know, for some players, but this is something that you kind of have to do. You have to also be careful not to lose too many probes right here, so I'm actually going to pull my probes simply away from that army. I do believe I lose that Stalker, unfortunately, but it's okay. I've got another one out. I'm going to be starting another one fairly soon, I imagine. I should be starting another one soon. Yep, there we go. So now I start another one. I'll have my 3rd Stalker out, and now I can use this to kind of just pick away, trying to pick off the SCV's building. He's going to be able to pick that down. I probably could have focused down those 2 Marines here, but either way, I'll be in a fine position because I am just going to continue getting out these Stalkers. I should start another Stalker here. And now, using my stalkers, I can just continue to pick away at this bunker and just be careful to not lose too much right here. So I'm just going to continue moving around with my stalkers, micro them back and forth. When one gets injured, pull it back a little bit, and then I can pick that off. In the meantime, he's going to once again start pushing in with some more units. So I just need to be careful not to lose too much. And this is where you have to kind of worry about probes, not losing too many probes right here. Notice how I'm continuing to build my stalkers, continuing to chrono these out. That is so important. And now I can move in with my probes. Now that he's kind of got himself in a bad position, get a surround right here, and just micro my stalkers back and save them while my probes go ahead and finish him off. So at this point, he's basically going to have to kind of back down. I've got 3-4 stalkers out right now. Now, if we look at the worker tab, it's 11-7, but I want to note it's 11-7 when I have 2 bases up, right? Plus, I can just continue to chrono these out. He's just got his 1 command center with an orbital, so he'll be building another command center when he can. But at this point, I can basically do a ton of damage. He really can't do too much, so I'm just able to take out this bunker right here and just force him back. And as you can see, it really just puts him in such a bad position. And now I can make some aggression happen with these stalkers to at least contain him in his base for a little bit, and if not, do a little bit more damage to his marine count and such. So I'm just going to continue chasing him down, try and pick off some marines whenever I can, and in the meantime just continuing to chrono out behind this. So a lot of players kind of will be asking, well, what's a good follow-up to this? A good follow-up is to actually, once you kind of get this contained in here and stuff, actually start taking a third and then teching up a little bit. So you can tech up to charge, you can throw down a couple more gates, but take a third base, because he is either going to be going for a 1 base all-in again, so he's going to either try and go for some other sort of all-in, or he's going to be trying to go for an expansion, as you can see, because when you're behind, you need to macro to catch up, right? So in this case, it looks like he's going to try and macro to catch up, and at this point, I can basically just take a third base, continue teching up and doing everything like that. But as you can see, I'm ahead 23-12 workers, and from here, I mean, it's basically the game is just so much in my favor. And I can just start teching. As you can see, I have 400 minerals, so now I can go lay down a third, continue pumping out these probes, just continue chronoing those out, and you'll be in such a good position. And then if for some reason it is a 1 base all-in, you can just cancel your third Nexus, and then just warp in some more units here at your front, which is why, you know, add on a couple more gates, get a Twilight, maybe some Forges, so you can start getting upgrades, and really just putting yourself further ahead of your opponent. So that's going to be it for this game. It's a pretty difficult hold, I'd like to say. You want to, I mean, a couple key things. You want to make sure that you can get to some of those marines. If you have to mineral walk, go for it. So, you know, select all and mineral walk right there and run them over. Just try and take out as many marines as you can, and then just attack move with them once they kind of get to that point. Make sure you're building stuff at these gateways almost all the time and constantly chronoing out those stalkers if you can. That's going to be so helpful in dealing with everything. And then a lot of it's just your stalker micro around your base, as well as using your probes when necessary. So when you saw he had those 4 marines, I used my probes to once again engage in with my stalkers. But when he had like 6 marines over here, it was better to just kind of run away and continue microing with my stalkers as necessary. So that's going to be it. My name is Mr. Llama. I hope you guys learned something, and I will see you guys in my next video.